I was looking at the wheat laying around here, you know, just not going into the storehouse, and then I realized, oh my god, look how much wheat weighs. 164 units is 500 kilos. Dude, that's a lot. Each sheaf weighs like 3 kilos. That's a lot. Damn. Anyway, let's get it threshed. So what we are going to do is we're going to... Where's my mud? There it is. You guys are going to get mud. Actually, I'm going to put them on 500. There you go. Go to work. How many free people do we have though? Free. Way too many. Are we lacking anything though? Well, no, we're not. We're not lacking anything. We should probably also put up more service points. Because if any of my kids die from starvation because I chucked them out to work before they've had their breakfast, I'll be really annoyed with myself. But this is one of the things I keep nagging on place to always do. Have enough service points. It's a classic example of do as I say, not as I do. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, yeah, more good quality. So I want them to be 100% because I would like to have a 300 plus population, and I would like to have 5 maxed out farms. Just saying. You can take bread because bread is coming soon. So we're going to put industry somewhere over here, I think, or here. We'll put it here or there, here or there. I'm probably going to spend more space for the threshers. So I'm going to put them here, I think. I'm going to start with just 2 and then, of course, build only when I have enough mud. Otherwise it will decay over the night, which annoys me, losing like 5 to 10 per night. It's quite a bit, isn't it? Quite a lot. What else would I do? So the goal is to have nobody sleeping in these overflow houses at night, because that means that everyone has a spot in the better quality housing. And then these are for reserves. When we have more people and more housing, they will be more divided, and then I don't have to have everything highest quality, but at least so much that nobody sleeps twice in the poor housing. Yeah, that is the goal. Because they take, I'm not sure if you guys knew this, but it takes them roughly 3 days to be really grumpy about poor housing, or 4 days on beginners, between 4 to 6 to be grumpy, to let you know they don't like their house, and then it will take another 4 days or so before they are happy being in another house, in a better house, because it lingers that they had to sleep in a filthy pelt hut, you know, for several days. So they will need a few days in a better house to get rid of all the housing unhappiness or the complaints. It doesn't even have to be unrest developed. They can just be in their thoughts already without it showing as an angry face or something. Because it works in the background as well. It has to start somewhere. They start with letting you know, for instance, if it's work hours, they just state that I work too much, but you cannot see it. There is no angry face. You can just see it says I work too much. And then of course it progresses as time goes by without, if you don't change your work hours down, of course. Yeah. 36, we can do another one. So baskets give weaving insight skills. Remember that only animal products and produce and processed produce can be in baskets. You need baskets because you can't put them in pits and you can't put them in clay containers either. The clay containers, let me see, are they still alone in being best reduction? I don't think so. I think they share it with 400. No, they are the best, 400. They used to be 500, that has been lowered, which is fine. I mean, 500% reduction is a bit insane. It's like modern fridge. Things don't even last that long in fridges. Oh, our first animal, and it's a female. We will take you and we will create our first herding group, and we're going to name it goats. And I'm going to give 3. Do you know why I'm giving 3? I'll say it again. It's because when you slaughter livestock, you need 3 people, or you can use 3 people on the livestock. It is only the smaller animals that you only have space for 1 to strip. Smaller animals such as, I think it's hares, rats. I don't think dogs only allow 1 spot. I think dogs allow more. But all livestock that we have allows 3 people to work on it at the same time, stripping it, slaughtering it. And that means there will be less waste overnight of the meat being out in the open. So that is why I do it, and then that's also why you should do it. Have 3 people on slaughtering duty, even if it's only 1 person needed to milk them. Yeah. You're gonna have cheese because we're gonna place down a dairy station. Should we have it on this side? Yeah, we could, couldn't we? We have it on this side. I'm just going to put down 1 because we only have 1 animal that gives milk, and she will only give 2, or is it 1 she will give? I need to check her. What was her attributes? Yeah, she's weak, so she might only give one milk, or maybe 2. I just know that fully grown cows with good attributes gives 10 milk. That's a lot. You get a lot back for the 18 units of straw. You are swapping 450 calories for 7,500 calories. So cattle is profitable, 100% profitable. Do you think of it with pigs as well, now that they have been increased in how many or how high the probability of becoming pregnant has become? So now you can actually start to defend having pigs, especially since the brood tends to be fairly high every time. You rarely, if ever, see a pig only get one offspring. It's normally at least three. So that is a good thing. How many people do you have to do your thing? 4. Yeah, that's all you need. And you guys are busy. We're now in December, yeah? And you're still tilling, yeah? How many people did I give them? I don't remember. 14. Okay, I gave them 14. That should be enough. The reason they are 14 is because, you see, agriculture is still not even 50%. So I will need a bit more people to cover 900 cells. But they will probably go down to maybe 12 when percentage is higher of their overall knowledge. But you know, there will always be some who have high knowledge in the group, and then some who have lower, you know, so that they won't be all the same high or same low. There will be a variation of skill levels in your farmers, and it's really difficult to calculate every time who actually goes to do the farm work, and thus you must always keep an eye on how they are doing. Or if you see that they are lacking behind, slacking, and they might not manage to complete the farm before April hits them and it's over, increase your work hours or increase your farmers. You just have to do it, because if you have half of them with very poor skills, it will affect your farm. So this is something you as a player need to keep an eye on, and I can't tell you how many you need to use. What I can tell you is that you need to change it based on what you have at that time. Yeah, so just keep an eye on how far they are coming. So remember that November is for clearing, December is for tilling and into perhaps January, but January and February and whatever's left of March should be for planting and finishing tilling. If you haven't started tilling until January, you could be in trouble. So better safe than sorry, and add a few more farmers or increase your work hours a little bit. Also, depending on if the farms are in group responsibility or tribe responsibility, you can also use your communal task policy. The higher up you have to the right, the more they will do communal tasks, and the lower it is, the less they will do communal tasks. So since I have all mine in group task, I will just keep it in the middle until I see that there is suffering of workforce. If there's suffering of workforce, I will put it down and ignore communal tasks at the moment, because communal tasks can wait, while farm season cannot. Farm season has rightly a very, very high base priority, as it should. Now I'm going to keep an eye on these and see how they're doing. So I've only given them 14 and it should be enough. So now we are still in January. So this is the end of tilling, and they should then start to plant tomorrow or during tomorrow sometime. I have normal work hours, but if I see that they are lagging a little bit behind, I will increase labor time, max it out to make sure that they can finish. Okay, I think they can finish. We'll find out. Depends on who gets the job tomorrow. Could be some slackers. There will only be a small percentage of these levels that is on everyone. Let's have a look. He is high. He doesn't have any at all, so he will slow them down. Look at her with her 7. With her 7 bloody skills. What the heck is this woman? She has 25-ish. 25-ish. He's just started, like he has 5'10". Look at that, another one with 7. What? It's the migrants. One with 10-15. Just started 5% or something. She's almost max what the tribe has. She has none. He has none. Oh, he just learned rudimentary. That's good. This is the younger generation learning it, so this is a good thing. He has nothing, and she has nothing. So it will affect. It will affect their performance. But you know, as the tribe learns, you will see that you can use less people. But maybe not always, yeah. Because when the next generation starts coming in, they will slow down. Even though the others are fast, they will slow them down. So this, you have to keep an eye on this yourself. But yeah, you will never need more than 36 seats per 900 maxed out farm, ever. So they did not complete the tilling, which is really odd. Now we're day 2 in January, and now I'm getting to worry a bit. I'm not going to up work hours. I'm going to give them more people. They're now 18. There are no lacks. We have enough spears, wooden spears for them all. We do. But we don't have any tilling tools, so it's the spear all the way. I should probably increase it to 75 so we can have better rotational decay instead of full decay, because they take such a beating when you are doing the tilling. So I'm going to give them 75. Okay, if you guys don't complete it today, we might be in trouble. You can see some of them are getting quickly tired, like that's this guy. He keeps being tired and resting all the time. You see, he has nothing. So he's slowing down everyone. Constantly needing to breathe and take a break. This is what you get when you don't know what you're doing. So it's difficult. It's difficult to till. It's really hard work. And I think that I need to up the work hours tomorrow because they're so slow. So slowed down. So I have 18 people and they have been tilling since December. We are now in January and they're still not done. So yeah, you need to just up work hours, get stuff done. So when we started adding decay based on the use of the tool, it was way too high. And I remember I was 2 months into planting and tilling when I was completely out of tools. They had all decayed away. It was insane. It was like a 300% decay. And of course I got that reduced and reduced and reduced until it is what today. And today is fully doable. Just take care of your tools. Yeah, take good care of your tools. So now they're starting earlier. I'm not giving them more people because they're not the only farm that needs to get done. We are 50 plus people. We should be able to deal with it. You can see how slow they are in comparison to what they used to be. Really slow. And now tilling is done. And now they start planting. Planting has been increased though. You can see how much quicker they are planting than they are tilling. Tilling takes a lot of work because it's hard work and it's reflected in the game. I can probably go down on the work hours as well because now the hard part is done. And also remember that tilling on the wooden spears has been reduced by 25%. So instead of being 50%, it's now 25%. And the reason for that is that we are getting tilling tools in the game. Not only one type, but 2 types of tilling tools. And that is why it has been reduced. I would prefer if it wasn't reduced prior to us actually getting the hoe tools. And I think I'm going to suggest that to the devs, that they reinstate it for you guys, because you can see the tilling took an unreasonable amount of time. It took too long time, and this will cause players to struggle in comparison to what we are used to, because we had 50% on the wood spears. We now only have 25, which is why they are so slow on tilling. So that is something I need to tell the devs, that they need to make sure that the beta does not have the reduction until they have the hose. Because on developers we have the hose, we have both the hoe types, so you don't have to use wooden spears to till. So you have good speed on developers. I just wasn't aware that beta had been reduced prior to getting the tools, the new tools. So yeah, I'm gonna speak up for you guys and make sure that the devs puts it back to 50% for beta. But we also have it reduced in developers, so it's not like we are punishing you and not the testers. But then again, I can get the extra tools that are better, while you guys do not have access to them yet. But they're not far off. So that's a relief. Let me see. I would like to fence in these as well. I would like to fence in this area. And I would like to create animal friendly place here. Just what's wrong with this one? Why can't I double press it? What's wrong? Why can't I make fences? Look, it doesn't want to. Oh, there you go. Why would it do that? Oh, I know why. Because I'm an idiot, that's why. Because it came out red, that's why. But I didn't check. Yeah, ad is coming. So here we should probably have a gate. Let me see, because we need a gate. But I'm not sure we should have it right there. I would actually like it a bit here. I thought I just found a bug, an annoying bug, but alas, it was just a bug in my brain. Lack of brain usage, I think is the right way to say it. There you go. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so what we need to do until we get either the extra tools for tilling in beta, or until devs put up the tilling performance to 50% like it used to be with wooden spears, you need to use more people for tilling than you need to use for planting. Yeah, keep that in mind. Because if you struggle with planting, then you have way too little people. But if you're running through planting like heck, it means that you have realized that tilling takes a lot longer than planting. So I didn't have to put up work hours at all. I was just panicking. Panic! Oh no! Okay, so this is where I'm going to add food for the goat. It's a service, so that will be... Let's add our straw thingy here for her. There. And then I'm going to give her a haystack as well. I have increased the amount of straw coming from the wild, and also now with when we have a straw farm or a wheat farm, we will get more straw based from the sheaves, because they will of course give us straw. Let's add one here as well. There you go. Now I have 3, I think. I thought I had 3. Yeah, I do have 3 now. Yeah, good. You can see there's quite a bit of decay, and I find this just as good as the circles. We just have to get used to not having the circles, you know. You just have to get used to it. As soon as you're used to it, this is actually just as good. Really, it really is. You have to get used to it. It took a while for me to get used to. You know what I still haven't gotten used to? That when you create one group, it opens it up immediately. Previously, it used to be that you created the group, and if you double-clicked it, when you created it, it opened it. It was a player choice. But now you have no longer a choice. It opens it whether you like it or not, and I don't like that. Because I like to do all my groups in one go, like gathering group. I like to say, dong, 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 dong. I made 4 in a row, you know, and then I did one by one. You can't do that anymore. And I think it is done so because there were so many players who created groups but didn't do proper configuration. We are forced into configuration stages every time you open a new or create a new group. And I can understand that, but doesn't mean I love it. Yeah? I don't love it. At all. So I'm not going to give them anything yet. I'm going to look into giving them the flax grains, but because we have so many, so I'm going to do the hay feed first, plus the fencing, because that's going to take quite a bit of people to do. Then I'm also going to open up these and let people... Oh no, I'm not. No. You're not going to get those, because I need them to make a bigger farm next time. Sorry. Sorry. You see how much... We have 500 of the clay. That means we can open both of these. And then we want mills. I think 1 mill will do the trick. Actually, I'm gonna make 2. I'm gonna make 2. And we're also going to place down this one to put the flour in. So even though flour and wheat and flax grains has been increased so that they decay slower, they will still decay fairly fast. I've always thought that flour decayed way too fast, and wheat grains as well. So it's a good change, because I've realized that the wheat sheaves go through several processes without resetting the decay. So you first harvest it, no decay, and then you store it in the open area. We had no other options, but now we have the option. And then it decayed it was decayed almost 95% prior to next season, because it did not reset for every time we processed it again. So from our sheaf to threshed, we had like 50% decay, and then from grain to flour we had 20 and another 25, so 75% decay, and then from baking to actually a bread we were almost at 100% decay. That's insane. So that has been changed. Yeah, If you scream loud enough and nag enough, you get the attention. You get changes. Yeah, but that goes without saying. I mean, seriously. All the processes, I advocated for that each process of the sheaves, from sheaves to flower, should reset decay. But they never did. So I had to go another way. Reduce decay. And they did. So it was either that or that. Yeah, it was something at least had to be done, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, let me see. There is no milk. Have you drunk up the milk? No, you made cheese. Look, we have cheese. Oh, the oven doesn't have a... Yeah, I've already reported that the oven does not have a proper notification. It's always something, isn't it? It's always something that's blank. It's been like that forever. Forever! Yeah, I reported it the 28th of December already, so it's well known. I quite like the wattle fence. I also quite like the normal fence. Quite like it, I have to admit. Look at that, lovely. And they are 100%, oh my word, that is so great. That is just so great. Get some more animals. Oh, please be a male. Oh, it's a male. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that male out here. But what I am going to do when I have several females, I'm going to put the males, I'm going to let the males live. Because we are in beginners, and beginners have the capacity to have max livestock. Yeah, not kidding. We have the capacity to have max livestock. Now there are people thinking that there are a 50 limit on animals. It is not. It is much higher. I have had 90 cattle. So yeah, no, and that was in hardcore. So no, don't listen to everyone. Yeah, there are a lot of wrong information out there, and if I should go after them all and correct them all, I would do nothing else the entire day, and I can't do it. It's the interpretation of what they experience that gives them the wrong information. So just because you don't have more than 50 animals doesn't mean that's the limit. It isn't. It is not. Besides, you can find the limit in the files. There are so many people who are file playing. They are talking based on what they see in the files rather than what they actually can experience in the game. So when one person says, oh, the limit is 64, but what they don't say is that they don't know for sure if that's actually the working limit because they haven't played to that limit, they just read it in the files. This is what when you make mods, you are interpreting the files, you are changing the files, you're adding and amending files, and that's what you're doing, and that's how they see it. Because they see, okay, like the pig brood size is 3, and then that's why they know how many offspring that the pig can have in one go. It's not because they've actually experienced it, because they don't pay attention to that. There's a lot of that, file information floating around, but not all of it is correct. This is how we find bugs, you see. What the file says, but what the game produces could be two different things. Trust me, been there, done that on a very regular basis. A small typo, a comma, can change everything. Right, so now this should be almost done, yeah? Good. What are these asking for? Fine sticks, fine sticks and fine sticks. A lot of fine sticks. We don't have a lot of fine sticks. Maybe I need to increase the amount. Oh, yep. I had one. I'm going to put a limit on you now. Because we have several wood things that will also give woodworking, including benches. So, and plus repairing of fences. So now we can remove the infinity on those and just have them on limits. Look at that guy. 7! So the normal is this. The normal is around 5. That is what the normal will be. And people who have bad grades or normal grades can be between 2 and 3, maybe 4. Some only have 1. If you're an imbecile and very clumsy and, you know, everything is bad, you won't have a lot of knowledge. It's just the way it is. Yeah? Okay, so look at that, that's lovely. I'm going to complete the fences. And I'm going to try to make a round stone fence around here. That's not going to work well because of the angling. It's going to take days. I'm not even exaggerating. It's going to take a long time to get. Oh no, we have to repair the beets. Oh no, it's okay. We have plenty. We have plenty beets. We can probably open these now anyway to let people eat. Oh, that was nothing in. Eat the leftovers because they're done planting. Okay. I don't mind having various styles. I think it's quite cool to have various styles, especially when you can see where they start the tribe and you can see how it's developed. Like this tribe is here, and you go further and further and you see how they develop better and better until we come over here and we have long houses and mud houses and whatnot. We need this music in our life. Okay. So everyone should be done by now. And they are. And oh my God, because more and more people are happy. So now we are 92% happy. So you can see there's a better influx of migrants. Those didn't have any pets. Why do I keep saying pets? Didn't have any livestock. But it's okay because we have one of each. And the probability for pregnancy has been increased in livestock and in wild animals. So no complaints from me. There are also other changes. I'm not sure if I talked about this previously. But one of them is that when you have a locked storage with items that is needed for production, for instance seeds, planting seeds, those who are planting, they will always go for those that are locked with high priority first. So if you're tired of seeing them going for all others that are not locked and for the population to eat, that has been sorted. So now they will go always for the lockdown before they go anywhere else to take seeds to plant. Yeah, so now your population can eat whatever is besides without the farmer spotting in. So that's a good change. Yeah, that was a welcome change. There are other things with livestock as well. They have changed so that livestock will no longer steal your food. If you put your food in storage areas, nobody will take it. None of the animals, except the wild ones. The wild ones have no shame, but your livestock, the only thing they will ever steal is your straw when it is laying out in the open. That's the only time that will happen. So this is something you need to pay attention to, because if you don't give them either a hay feeder or a normal feeder and put food in it, or an area that has no storage, open storage and just nothing, you will have starving animals. Like for instance, when we thresh here and get straw here, they can eat from those because those are not in any kind of storage. They cannot eat from storage stacks or hay stacks. They cannot eat from any open storage that player have placed down, and they cannot eat from anything else except the feeders and whatever is laying around on the ground. Straw only. They will not touch your other food. They will not touch your human food. So keep that in mind. Yeah. But of course, when you're migrating, the straw that you had in storage areas or on haystacks will be free for all, because then they are in no storage. So then your animals will eat it. And that is a good thing. Otherwise, if you travel for several days, you will kill your animals off because they don't touch human food like humans do. Humans will eat human food while traveling. So it's a good move. Yeah. So also, you know, the stripping tasks, either from the animals that the hunters kill or the animals that are self-dead, they now ask for food processing skills. So the higher skills you have in food processing, the faster you will strip. You will also find that some of the hunters that does not have any food processing skills, they will give up their stripping spot to a gatherer, for instance, who has much higher skills. So this can be a little bit bob because it's a little bit, I don't know, illogical that someone from camp pushes out someone who's already by the animal and walking far away to the animal to start stripping, instead of the hunter just doing it himself. But the thing is, if he then can just continue to hunt the next animal instead of spending a lot of his time on the stripping and letting the gatherer do it, that will be much quicker than him, it kind of balances a bit. Especially if you are a very large tribe and you basically need to feed people with your meat, and you can't wait for 3-5 days until they come home. Miso, you know, you're supposed to rely on hunting and gathering, basically. So I also put down the feeder with flax grains in it, because we have so much flax grain they are basically rotting away. But we want the plant fiber. So we're not going to add more flax farms for now. The 2 we have seem to be plenty enough. And our goat pairs have got kids. So now we have 4 goats, and we got a migrant as well with a bull. So I'm going to let the bull live and then see if we can get a cow to mate it with. So that would be good. So these are going to be increased, both the beets and also the peas are going to be increased, because we only had the 2 little ones of those, and now our tribe is 80+ population, so we need to increase a little bit. But it's not like we need to increase by 5 gazillion. You can share, like I do now. You can share a field to get a bit more every year. But we have enough wheat, because we have a full maxed out wheat farm. With the amount we have of people, that is plenty enough to do. We're going to drag away a large majority of the workforce to cover the farms, and we shouldn't do so much that there is nobody doing any repairs or gathering of other things that needs to come into camp during farm season, because we need to remember that farm season is now much longer than it used to be. Not much, but it's 2 months, and 2 months is quite a long time in slow, because that's 6 sleeps. Yeah, 6 sleeps when nothing else is done but farm work. So the good thing about some of the crops is that, of course, they don't start needing work at the same time. So you can divide your workforce in a smaller amount based on when they are needed. So this is kind of like something that goes hand in hand, that by the time you're done with your wheat, you have only some of them left. You have the end of the beets, you have the mid of the peas, and you have the start of the flax. And then, of course, when wheat is ready to be harvested, you start your kales. I think I'm going to add kales just to show you guys what it's like, and you will see that they do collide. They do collide with the wheat harvesting, which is why I personally will never have many kale farms, no matter where I am. But I will have some just to fill a bit, because you are only allowed 8 farms per type. And when I play maxing out my tribes, whether it's beginner, normal or hardcore, I always have maxed out farms. Plus a small thing that you guys probably are not aware of: the amount of cells you're allowed to plant with any one specific crop type is also depending on how much you have in the wild, because you have a limit of roughly 10,000 and something small that you can plant and have in the wild at the same time. So that means normally the way it is built or coded is that you can have roughly 8 maxed out farms per crop type before system says, no, you reached your limit, you cannot plant more of this type. The thing is, beginners will always have less that they can plant and cultivate, because they always have much more in the wild. I put the work hours up because I want them to complete, because the cropping like I've said before, or I think I've said before, has been reduced. The cropping performance, cropping speed, and the better tools you have, the faster you will work. So plenty of these should have the good tools. They have, this one has biface, but we also have, where are they? Oh, we only have 2 stone sickles left. Okay, yeah, so there's only 2 left, but we have 28 of the bifaces. The bifaces are fine. So the bifaces are what are they? They are 100% crop increase performance, while the stone sickles are 150. So they are 50% slower. So this is becomes intricate the more farmers you have, because you can easily control one farmer group increasing and decreasing the work spots based on what they are doing, because planting is the fastest, then the second fastest is tilling with the best tools, then what takes longest time is the clearing and the harvesting, and tilling in itself also takes a long time without better tools. And for now we don't have these in beta. We are testing 2 new types in testing, non-developers, and they are helping a lot. But yeah, they shouldn't have a 25% reduction on wooden spears yet. That is too early, because beta does not have the help like the developers do. So yeah, I'm going to remember to tell the devs that. So yeah, to make sure that everything comes into camp, I'm going to keep the work hours high, maxed, until these guys are done. Are everyone occupied? Yeah, then when all the spots are taken, you can see they're all working on the farm, then you don't need to fiddle with the community task, because that means you have the balance you need. So just keep it where you have it. I have it in the middle most of the time. But if you feel that something else is better for you, if you have a lot of things in group responsibility, for instance, then you can easily go down a bit. The communal tasks that can never be put into groups are the tidying of the camp. Tidying of the camp is something that everyone does. It is not a chore as such. It's something people do during communal tasks that cannot be given to anyone else. Yeah? But if you give it to a group, you will see that the group tends to be the ones tidying and doing all the stuff if you have them in storage areas. But I normally never put tanners, dryers, fireplaces, or storage areas in any group. If I do, I will have a group called janitorial, like a janitor. The janitors are taking care of these things, but I never do tanners. Not even in Mesolithic do I do tanners, but this is a player choice. How do you like to play? What do you want to do? You know, you do as you see fit. Whatever suits your tribe, that's exactly right. Nothing else. No matter what I say, you will find your own style.